Starting.
All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of the XCast. With me today, I have Butu, I have Shoes, and I have Xatoo. I have 3 members of the Good Vibes tribe, which is just fantastic. This is kind of what we're planning on. I know, right? And then plus Butu. Is Butu a part of the Good Vibes tribe? I feel like he is.
I would say, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought. I'm like, man, this is going to be the perfect group for this podcast. It really couldn't really get any better, I don't think. I don't know who else we could have here. However, recently I feel like I have heard Shoes rage more than what I've ever heard before, so I'm not really sure. He's kind of borderline now.
Also fact.
He's like, no, you heard that? But anyways, I know you guys have heard Butu and myself introduce ourselves before, but let's hear from Shoes and Xatoo. Kind of introduce yourselves, what team you play for, what you do within XCAL and stuff like that. Shoes, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll start off. So I'm Shoes. I'm the captain of Team Sauce right now, and so you'll probably see me talking in Discord a good amount because I usually talk in there a lot. I play tens a lot, and I usually will play league play with people a lot too. So I'm very active in Discord, and I am also a caster. I like to think of myself as a top 5 caster, as I've been told. I'm not sure if that's serious or not, but I like to think of it as it is serious, so I feel a little bit better about myself.
There you go.
All right, guys. I'm Xatoo. I play for Team Frenzy. You'll see me play league play a lot, especially with the Good Vibe tribes, as in Butu, Drew, and Shoes. You know how that goes. I play a lot of tens sometimes, but I haven't played tens recently, but I'm trying to get back into the grind. I usually, am the person that says good vibes in the chat if some things go wrong. I try to get everybody back on track and stop, arguing and all that. And that's pretty much it about me. Oh, also, I am a low A tier ICR, so.
Oh,
well, you're S tier in my heart.
Thank you.
And honestly, that's really all that matters. That's the important part.
True.
Wherever you are in Butu's heart, that's the important part.
Yeah, there's some people that are F tier, so.
Yeah.
I won't say names, but we'll continue with the podcast.
I could say it, but I won't. It's fun. But anyway, so I'm trying to remember how the Good Vibes tribe actually started, because I know I played a little bit with Shoes and then started playing with Xatoo, and I can't really remember how it started. All of a sudden, it was like, wow, this is the best vibes group we could ever get, and it worked out perfectly. Do you guys even remember how it started?
I don't know.
I think we were just like all playing with each other, and we realized we all just like to joke around and like have a good time. And then like when the XCAL like burner came in like as like a joke and stuff, I had said like, oh yeah, we're starting the Good Vibes tribe with me, Drew, Xatoo, and Gilly, and then we needed one more and stuff, and then we all just like that just came out as like a thing, and now it's like a real thing now.
For the record, when I saw your message, I was like, oh, this is happening. Yes, finally our squad's coming together. It's official. and then Xatoo's staying with his team. She was just doing his thing. I'm like, damn it, so close. I was so excited. I could just picture it. I could just, picture us playing, absolute units, and they're trying, and we're actually beating them just by laughing and having fun and just outgunning them because, vibes are good. And then, my dreams vanished. So, and it's fine. Whatever.
You got stuck with Reese.
Well, yeah, I did. That's true. Reese, when you're listening, we all love you, and you are a great teammate.
Shout out to Camino, bro.
Absolutely. And then you want to say before we move on, Butu? I feel like we've kind of just been focusing on Shoes and Xatoo here.
No, I mean they are the pinnacle of the Good Vibe tribe. So I mean, it's good. It's good that we're focusing on them because they not only bring good vibes when we play, but they also bring good vibes in the Discord. So especially when the banter gets a little.
With me, I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you brought it up.
Yeah, last couple of days I've been kind of toxic. I'm not gonna lie. I just want everybody to know whenever I say something in Discord, you should take 95% of what I say as sarcasm.
Smart.
Yeah, and
smart, man.
That's why and that's what I do. So that's why I think you're enjoyable to listen to, and you know, you don't throw around. You don't. I mean, you throw around crap, but like it's good crap. It's funny
Yeah,
crap.
yeah.
But then there's
I
some
like
people that
I
take it
like to have
seriously.
some banter now and again, like with people when it comes to COD. I don't like to say anything personal. I like to keep it to COD related stuff as you should. And
Mhm.
I like to I like
Absolutely.
a lot of I like a lot of trash talk. It makes the matches more interesting and such.
It wouldn't be
Absolutely.
comp without trash talk. Just
Yeah,
saying.
absolutely. I agree.
Definitely. And kind of pivoting off that, something I wanted to kind of talk about was the XCAL community, because whenever I put posts on Reddit or kind of anywhere trying to expand this thing wherever I can, I harp on not only the fact that we are a amateur competitive Call of Duty league, but also the fact that we have a fantastic community. That's something where I'm actually pretty proud of the people we have. Like obviously there are a few bad eggs, but that's kind of anywhere you go. But the vast majority of people I am extremely proud to say are part of XCAL, and I kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts on the community as a whole.
All right. Honestly, this is a really great group of people in this community. I mean, yeah, like you said, there's a few bad eggs, but at the same time, like they're just really, really good people. And like, playing like, tens with them or league play with them, you're always having a good time. And like, when I join the party and like I hear like, things are starting to get low and out, I try to like, hey, let's have fun, try to stir up something, make them laugh and everything, and just bring that joy out. And I can say I'm pretty much liked by everybody in the community, and they're all nice to me. I mean, I really don't have a problem with anybody except for a few people, but we're
How
gonna keep
can
that
anyone have
low.
a problem with you,
We're gonna
Xatoo?
keep that
I mean,
low
come on.
though. We're gonna keep that low, but
All
a
right, fair
great
enough.
community that you've been building up. Very good
Hey,
job.
Yeah,
it's not me, man.
yeah,
It's all you guys.
yeah. I agree with that too. That if you ever put anything in the Discord that you want to play like league play with anybody, or if you want to play tens, there's always somebody that's willing to play. And like from my experience, like playing league play with people and tens is I've always had a great time. Like even just like meeting you guys, like I didn't know you guys before like this started, so it's always a good time playing with people from the Discord.
For sure. Butu, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, I agree. Because the COD community gets the vibe of, you know, uh, where it's a lot of toxic people,
Mhm.
which toxic has like a reach, or it has like a low kind of toxic, and then there's this high tier toxic where in this Discord
S tier
it seems
toxic,
like,
right?
yeah, exactly. Xatoo toxics at the top. Just kidding. um
Oh, I hate to see it.
Ooh.
it's shots fired. But I mean, we do have people that are on that high toxic tier, but then we have people that kind of equal it out in the low toxic, where like 100% of the time they're joking around. So it's good to have the blend, so that way not only does it keep the Discord conversations fresh, and it's we want to keep it professional, but then also gives it a fun show vibe, kind of like the theme of the podcast. So I mean, when you think about matches too, like I'm with E Divided, the team I'm currently on, it's always good vibes with the with teammates that I've had, so I can't complain.
Yeah, for sure. I actually really saw it, kind of the community come together. I hate to say it because it was such a goofy situation, but I can't remember when it was, maybe last weekend or something, when Prop got or he had to forfeit that
Oh
wager
God.
or whatever, and then like
Oh
Oh yeah.
God.
everyone came together against a common enemy, and it was so funny because I've never seen so many people turn on one person
That was
so quickly.
that was probably the best thing that could have happened to us when we start then the Discord. That
Oh
I was
my
so
gosh,
entertained for
I
like
know.
4 hours straight on the Discord there,
It was
where
it was more.
everybody's just
Honestly.
involved in it. Like I'm
Uh,
not even like yeah, they say that they didn't try against us and stuff. All right, so can I explain this, Drew,
yeah,
for people
absolutely.
that
Go ahead.
don't? All
Mhm.
right, so like me, Prop, Hensky, and Ethereal were bored one night, and we had just got done scrims like for our new team and stuff, and we decided we understood that we need to work on our search and destroy game and stuff, so we decided to play game battles to get better and stuff. So we match up against this 4v4 team, and Hensky sees the gamer tags and he immediately goes, "Oh, these guys are really good. Like this should be good practice and stuff, right?" So we immediately like we're taking it serious and stuff, and we beat them like I think it was like 6-3 the first map, and then 6-2 the second map. And halfway through the second map, we get Prop gets a message saying you guys forfeit, your gamer tag is wrong because Prop's gamer tag on Xbox is King Propsicle, and there's a space in it on Xbox, but on the Game Battles website it doesn't show the space. So they get the loss, and Butu's in the party at that point, and Hensky immediately goes, "Wait a second, can we ban these guys from Discord?" Like completely joking, and we all thought it was hilarious. We're laughing about it and stuff. And we immediately noticed that one of the guys from that other team is in the Discord, so we immediately call him out on it. And we're just talking. He's like saying how they won and everything.
Snowballed so fast.
Yeah, and it just snowballed to us saying we want to challenge them for money or for subs to the Twitch channel. To them, like constantly, it's just banter back and forth. And like I know Hayes was like trolling that whole time, and honestly, it was very entertaining to be in that for like 3 hours straight. Like it was very fun to just trash talk people back and forth where nobody's like giving up or anything, and nobody's like just saying, "Oh yeah, we give up about this." But it was a fun time.
I woke up and I'm like, what is happening in the Discord? There's just like hundreds of messages, and I had to go there and read them all because I was like, well, I can't just like not know what happened. That's just crazy. So I went and read them all and kind of got the gist of what happened. And it was so tough because part of me is like, all right, be professional, try to make sure, everything stays in order, Discord is in good shape, whatever else. But this Hayes guy, he just got me, man. I was like, you're forfeiting people because of space and gear tag. I'm like, oh, this guy. But then he was just trolling his nuts off, and trolls just those and booters drive me absolutely nuts. And I was like, you know what? This kid's gonna get it. So I feel bad, but I kind of went in on him a little bit like that, that next day at some point. And part of it was kind of trolling him back, but the other part, I'm like, if this guy leaves, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I'm good with it. And,
yeah, I know he was trolling, but I really wanted them to like actually send the challenge to us just so we could play respawn maps. Because I knew we were gonna win the respawn either way. I'm not sure if they were really trying an S&D or not. They say they weren't. We said they were. It would have been 50-50, but I really think we would have just won the respawn just because Prop and Ethereal and Hensky we're just so good at respawn. Like I think we can like keep up with the best slayers, like including like the absolute units of leagues or the frenzy of the leagues, like where everybody's a very good slayer. Like I think we can keep up with everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Crazy?
What were your thoughts, Butu?
No, yeah. What's crazy is that you guys were underplaying it because there was not hundreds of messages. There was thousands of messages, just banter, and not only, and it wasn't just a few hours, shoes. It was literally like 7 hours of just pure banter. You guys were up at like 6 Eastern. I was like, what the heck are you guys doing? Just bantering with them, and then you told me that we were just chilling and just messing with them. I was like, oh, so you messed with them for 7 hours straight? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I'm pretty sure that GB happened at like 11 p.m. and then all the banter started maybe less than an hour later. And I was up till 3 a.m. that night, like saying stuff in the Discord. Then I wake up the next morning and immediately it starts again. Like
it did.
It's just nonstop banter, and I'm laughing throughout the whole thing. We're sitting in the party talking about it and stuff. We're all messing in Discord. We're all crying about how funny we think it is, like with the banter and stuff.
You were cracked that night. Jeez.
Yeah.
It was just funny because Josh was trying to set up your guys' match or whatever, and the entire time I'm sitting there going, there's no way these guys play. Like I know guys like like these guys. They just want to get cheap wins, do stuff the lame way, putting it nicely. And I'm like, there's no way they're gonna chow you guys. Like even if it's search and destroy, they're now afraid of getting smacked by you guys. So there's the entire time like there's just no way it's gonna happen. Let's all just calm down. They're not gonna chow anybody. They don't have the stones for it. Oh my gosh. It's out of control.
Yeah, that's why I like seeing callouts in the Discord. Callouts is always willing to challenge anybody, no matter what. Yeah. It could probably be a pro team, and callouts is always willing to challenge them, no matter what.
It's his name.
Mm.
You ever see him in the Discord? He's always asking for a money challenge.
He is.
Oh, it's so true.
True story.
Anyways, going off of that, I definitely agree. The community as a whole is extremely good, and it's actually funny because in my last Reddit post, I talked about how the community is awesome, but at the same time, kind of preface it with, if you come in and you're a troll or you're toxic, expect to be treated as a troll. Like I actually put it in the Reddit post because I don't want people to come in and see like all the banter and whatever else, be like, oh wow, like this is the most toxic league ever. But I just want them to like understand when people join with that attitude and whatever else, like people will react accordingly. I mean, we're all human beings. It just is what it is. If someone comes in and starts trolling or acting like a jackass, then they're going to be treated like a jackass. Like it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
And that's why, like, if you let them play the victim, then they're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it's good that you preface that in the Reddit post that you had, because a lot of us, it seems like the COD community in general, they just love trolling each other. It doesn't matter who or whoever. Yeah, it doesn't matter whoever it is. Everyone's gonna get trolled, so you have to be prepared for it. And if you don't want to get trolled, then you can let us know and that kind of thing. But we have to set those parameters in the Discord because we know it's an inevitable thing.
Exactly. That's when they have to give like credit to the community, because if they see one bad egg or see somebody being toxic, everybody goes after that one person. It's like, well, dang, like he's like the bait with like sharks, surrounded. I'm like, darn. I just sit back and watch and just laugh. I'm like, oh, glad that ain't me.
Get your popcorn.
Yeah. It is really funny. I don't know. I feel like the only people our league or like the main people ever go after is people that come in thinking they are better or bigger than XCAL. I think for the most part, everyone that's in there respects each other, treats each other, at least somewhat with respect. I mean, not everyone's best friends, but for the most part, everyone's like, oh, so and so may talk a lot, but we're so cool. But like whenever someone new comes in and tries puffing their chest out, everyone's like, oh, I don't think so, buddy. Like, what are you doing? It's just really funny. It entertains me. I don't know why, but it does.
Yeah, I think that's like the main thing is when like we all have like the top players all have respect for each other and stuff. Like we all banter and stuff, but we all know that we're all pretty good and stuff. I don't mean to say we, because I know there's a lot of people that are better than me and stuff. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I know my place. But when people come into the Discord like and they think that they're gonna be the best player, I know there's a lot of people in Discord that are probably like the best players I've ever seen that I've ever played with, like on Xbox and stuff. Sure. And I know that the PS4 scene, they're gonna have like the top players since that's where like the pros play and stuff. But like when you have people like Samrox and like Vision and Swiftful on there, like their gun skill is probably the best I've ever seen. Like they're always gonna have the best gun skill that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, and plus Xatoo, he kills you around walls. It's incredible. I don't know how he does it.
And through him too.
Yeah, and through him, he's got everything.
Oh, don't unbelievable. Gas me up too much, guys. Don't gas me up too much.
Oh, I just keep having flashbacks to that league match, and I cry every night. It's fine. It's whatever.
It's okay. You didn't get clubbed by absolute units 2 hard points in a row, dude. It's all
That's true.
On stream.
Did not. Oh well, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Anyways, next topic here. I kind of wanted to ask you guys, when you joined XCAL, what was your goal when you joined? Like, just for example, when I created it, like my whole idea or goal was to create a place for people to play with each other competitively, play or find people to play against, just a place to like bring Call of Duty fans together, because it's something, maybe it's because I'm old now, but I didn't really find anything where I felt like I was either a part of something or found people that I actually wanted to play with. So that was kind of my reason for wanting to start this. I mean, when you guys joined, was it just because you were looking for a competitive platform? Were you looking for, like-minded people? What was your reasoning?
I think my reasoning was probably, because Vision had told me, my teammate told me, was like, there's a league that's going on, XCAL. I'm like, never heard of it. I'm like, he asked me, do you want to sign up or anything? I'm like, okay, sure. So, joining the league, I found out that people were like around my age. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. Because I've been like playing in different leagues and everything. It's mostly the younger people, like from like I want to say like 14, 15, 16. So trying to find a league that actually has like in the same age bracket, I think that's really cool because you could relate on a lot of stuff, and most of the people are chill. Because there's really not a lot of leagues that are set up just for like people our age bracket or higher, in my opinion. So, you come up with the idea with XCAL is a great, opportunity for, people who are in college or, just wanting to have a good time, And I think that's a really good idea that you came up with.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I think having people that are on the older side is nice because the gameplay is still really good, but you're actually able to converse with people at the same time. Like if we were playing a league play match and just having fun, like I would have no problem talking to you about whatever, it doesn't have to be Call of Duty. Like I feel like we could just talk, have fun, and it's not just like, oh, why did you call that guy out, or how do I get shot in the back, or like it's not, it's not all about that with people that are a little bit older. Like it's more about just finding people to have fun with and whatever else. So.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that too. Like, I just saw your Reddit post when you had first thought about making the league, and then I saw it when you decided to actually make the Discord and stuff. And at that point, I'd had a group message with my team because we had been playing for like maybe like a month or something, and we were all like good friends and stuff, like playing Call of Duty together. And I asked them if they wanted to play the league, and they were like, "Yeah, sure, we're pretty interested." So we started playing the league, and like we still like talk a lot, but I talk a lot in like the XCal Discord. So it's definitely given me a place to find more people to play with because I didn't a lot of my friends like in that I know from like college and stuff and from high school had decided to play like Apex and all the battle royales and stuff, and I just wanted to play like Call of Duty. So it's given me like a lot of like different people to play like league play with and stuff like that.
For sure. Butu, what about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I had like a different perspective because I kind of talked about this. Okay, whoa, settle down. So Twinkies was the one that told me about
that's right.
XCal. Kind of like how I was saying in the first podcast that we did. He basically hooked us up and set us up with a team, and I kind of took the captain role from there. And so that's why I wanted to play. I just wanted to play for the league matches, and then you guys wanted to set up like tens lobbies and league play lobbies, and to be honest, I wasn't like super outgoing. I'm still kind of not. I'm just more the announcement guy where I just tell people what to do and then I kind of just back off. But like I don't know. It's been a growing thing for me because now, like growing up, my mom always told me don't talk to strangers, and now I'm talking to 450 plus people in the Discord
if
every
only
day.
you knew what you're getting yourself into.
I know. Being a mod over
these
these guys, I was like, I know being a mod over 450 trolls is not an easy task. So
that's why we have Mod Gilly with us, bro.
Oh, Gilly, man.
Oh yeah, Gilly deals with you guys, and then I just sit back and like eat my popcorn and drink my milk. So
drink your milk.
So I don't know. Like I came into XCal thinking, oh, I'll just be a player and kind of move in from there. But then little did I know that it kind of is what it is now. So it's cool. It's a cool opportunity that the community brought, and so now we all get to kind of take the fruits and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, you're good.
I just want to say that like when I joined Discord, I never thought I would actually be like a caster or anything because like I am usually a very quiet person. If you can imagine that, I know you can't.
I can't
but,
at all.
Yeah.
I cannot. Nope.
But usually I'm pretty reserved and stuff. I didn't really talk in the Discord that much when I first joined, but once I got more comfortable with like the people in there, I realized that they're all like a lot like me, where they all just want to play COD and like they want to just like have some fun and stuff. I reached out to Butu and said, if you guys ever need a caster, just let me know. So that's really how I started to become a caster, and then I just thought that since I know a good amount about the game, that I would be able to be a good caster, even though I'm not the best at calling plays and like talking like that. Like calling play-by-play and stuff like that. But I thought I'd be able to have some good input on the game and stuff.
And boy, did I hook you up.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that was. I will always remember. Sorry if this goes off topic, but I will always remember Shoes' first casting opportunity when
I'm so upset that I missed it.
It was
that remains like the funniest thing I've ever seen on stream.
Me and Reese were casting a match, and we thought it'd be different and cool and everything to get Shoes in as the post game, like mid game analysis. And he gets in, and you could tell he's
I
like
just
super
butchered
excited.
the hell out of it, dude.
Yeah, he's like super excited, super nervous.
Like the hard point, like the search destroy is fine. Like I said some things about the search destroy. I was like, all right, they're like, all right, we'll get you back in for the control after the like right before the control. They're like, all right, what do you think this team can do better for the control? I was like, I like blanked. I was like, I honestly don't know what you want me to tell you, dude. Like I don't know what I can say.
And when you say blank, you went quiet for like 4 to 5 seconds. And me and Reese just go laughing,
really?
like our weird laughing.
Yeah. I go quiet. Butu and Reese immediately start laughing. I'm like, all right, I gotta leave this party right now, dude. I can't do this.
And you did leave the party.
Like gather himself.
I was like, all right, this casting thing may not be for me, but hey, we stuck through it. We're all good now.
You can only
And
get
now
better
you're
from
one
here,
of the
bro.
premier guys. Like you're actually doing more of the casting roles than most of the casters are doing now. So I mean, you had a great, you had a fantastic start to casting, and now you're one of the top tier guys.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see here. Let's go to our next topic. Just to kind of keep this moving along here, because I'm sure we can sit here and talk for hours. Just to kind of stay on your goals with XCAL, we talked about what your goals were when you joined. Now that we are 2+ months into this, kind of how are you viewing things now? Is it trying to, instead of going from just trying to find like-minded people to trying to put a dominant squad together, or are you looking to be a part of XCAL as it grows? Kind of what are your goals now as we're 2+ months into this thing?
That's a loaded question because right now, well, I guess it's different for everyone in this party, but for me, being a mod, of course, winning is like my top priority. So I want to get the best team around me, the best people, the one that I get good vibes with the most, to be able to do that. And then, of course, the mod responsibilities and everything. So you kind of have to. I'm learning to juggle and make sure that I keep everything in the air and make sure that everyone's happy as long as XCAL exists. So my goals have kind of adjusted since then, where I've become focused on more than just one, rather than just winning, which is of course still the main goal. I still want to do these other things, being a mod, and like we talked about in the previous task, getting stats updated and making sure everyone has good vibes. So that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Xatoo, what are you thinking?
I mean, obviously, I want to go off what Butu said. Yeah, obviously, I want to win, but my main goal is just trying to, be cool with everybody. Try to get to know people as I progress in XCAL. Playing these league matches or tens or league play. Just try to get trying to get to know everybody. Trying to be cool with them. Try to get everybody not to try to be too toxic, but try to get everybody just on the same level. And
for sure.
I think me trying to be the change, because my teacher once said in high school, she said, "Be the change you want to see." So if you want to see a change, you have to be the one to start it. So that's where I'm kind of heading towards, going forward into XCAL.
Yeah, we definitely need that for sure. Shoes, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think I agree with Butu. Obviously me and Butu are on the same team next season. But yeah, I've really I came into this league thinking it'd just be a fun time just to play some competitive Call of Duty, and now that I'm a caster and stuff, I just realized that I want to see the league grow and stuff, but I also want to win at the same time. So winning's the top thing, but definitely seeing the league grow is a really cool thing, because that, as we were talking about before the podcast, that I've never really played competitive Call of Duty before except for this, So like seeing this grow from just like a simple Reddit post is actually a pretty cool thing to see. Like especially since you just started it like by yourself, and you would say, yeah, I remember like seeing like the post on Reddit like asking if there's any like interest on people like doing this league, and then you saw that there was interest, so you started it like and then you were thinking that it was just going to be some small thing, but now it's turned out to be like over 400 people
Yeah.
for Discord.
It just
Is
not
actually
what I
it's pretty cool to see, like honestly.
not what I expected. That's for sure. No, for sure. It's kind of funny because like you guys talk about wanting to win, and then also Xatoo with keeping the vibes good, and being friends with everybody, and then Shoes and Butu trying to win, but also hopefully be a part of something. It's tough from my angle because I will never be anymore as good as you guys are. So winning is kind of out the window for whatever team I'm on, and I feel bad saying that because Innovation's a beast, and he deserves way better than what I could provide him. But like
Wow.
I realize, I mean I feel bad because I think he plays with me because, well, first of all, we just get along well, but if I could win, that'd be awesome. And I know at some point I have to transition to a coaching role because I can't keep up with you guys anymore. It's just not going to happen. But
Drew, your Maddox is the most amazing.
Is F tier. Yeah, you're right. I will finish that sentence for you.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit, man. You stop doubting yourself a lot, bro. Because you're not a bad player. That we obviously seen Shoes, Butu, and I, seeing you play, bro. You're not bad at all. I just feel like you just don't give yourself credit much, man.
I just know that I'm not up on top or anywhere near the top to where my team with me as a Maddox could win, and I'm okay with that. If I was a sub or a coach, I think I could probably help a team more. But at the same time, I still love playing. Like I like grinding whenever I can and playing league play and doing whatever else. So that's kind of fun for me. But at the same time, I feel like at some point I have to like pick which direction I want to go. Whether it's playing more or focusing on just growing this as big as I can. Because with how quickly it's grown in this like 2 months or whatever to a simple post to almost 500 people on Reddit and 300 followers on Twitch and whatever else. It's got a possibility to like do something cool. So I'm in that tough area where do I want to keep playing as much as I am or just focus on growing it? And it's a tough decision because I love Call of Duty.
True. This is the Good Vibes podcast, and I don't like your attitude right now. I think you are one of the better.
I'm a realist.
Optimistic here.
I'm a realist.
Yeah. No,
there's nothing wrong with that.
To be honest, you have a good shot, but then you also are a smart COD player, which is hard to come by with the different people that we have, not only in the Discord but in the community, where people push hills with 5 seconds left and play search and destroy by just rushing a bomb site every round. I mean, you at least have the ability to think and make smart plays on the dot.
Well, you can't gun everybody. You have to be smart, otherwise it's just GG's every time.
And Butu, you missed this before we had started the podcast, but we were all talking about it, and I was talking about how I don't think gun skill is the most important factor in when you play a competitive match. Like obviously it's very important. Yeah, because there's a lot of people that have very good gun skill in the league. But when you actually, you need to be able to think and understand the game, when to rotate or how to play search and destroy and stuff. And that's how I understand that I don't have the best gun skill and stuff, but I think that's how I'm able to stay competitive, is because I understand the game, and I've learned how to think about the game properly and stuff. So there's always going to be people with better gun skill, but you can always outthink your opponent and stuff.
Well, and right. Kind of going off of that, which Butu, I'll let you talk in a second. My next topic, kind of going off this, was, what do you guys look for in teammates? Because obviously we have a lot of people in this Discord that have really good gun skill. So my big question is, kind of trying to balance gun skill, smarts, vibes, whatever else. When you guys are, I guess not all of you are building teams or trying to find teams or whatever, but if you were to build a team, what would your biggest things be trait wise while looking for teammates? Xatoo or Butu, whatever.
Oh yeah,
Oh, God,
let's let
Butu.
Xatu go. You got it. You got it.
Oh, you want me got it? All right. So
Yeah.
probably one of my biggest things when looking, for a teammate, obviously I want them to have, gun skill, at least some type of gun skill in order, to get kills at least. But my biggest thing is, having the smarts and, as I was talking earlier before, the podcast started, I feel like if you're playing your role correctly, and you're doing the right things, it outweighs the gun skill. You really have to have the best gun skill in order to win. Like for me, I know I don't have the best ICR shot. I mean, people say I do. I do have a good ICR shot, but to me, I'm like,
You're
it's iffy
nasty.
here and there. But I think what differences me from everybody else is because I think I play the role right of the
Absolutely.
ICR instead of just challenging everything. Doing that. I'm sitting back spawn. Holding spawns. Anchoring and
Hmm.
people are like, oh, that's boring. People don't give ICRs really credit because it honestly is hard when you're depending on holding spawns and getting challenged by like 3 or 4 people trying to
For sure.
break the anchor. It's pretty hard. But going back to finding what I think I find in teammates, I want them to have smarts. Definitely good vibes. Always try to be positive, even if you are down. Like I'm usually the guy that is usually telling my team, hey, we can still do this. Like, come on, you can still do this. Like if you're down and out, it's like, okay, yeah, don't worry about your KD. Don't focus on that. Just keep playing. Like I want people
For
to have that
sure.
motivation and like drive to actually you want to win instead of playing for your KD. Like if you want to win bad, you got to play like you want to win it. That's just me.
I'm with you.
No,
Utu,
yeah.
what are you
Like
thinking?
if I had to like list different characteristics and qualities in a player that I want to play with, I would do that kind of list. I would put good vibes first, smarts second, gun skill third, and then you can kind of do the different tiers and everything the way that you want it. But I just feel like that's kind of the equation that I follow when I try and pick teammates or when I try and get on a team, because not because Call of Duty's a kind of a avalanche effect game where if you're down and out, like there's no way of coming back. We've seen it with like Optic at events where
Hmm.
if they're like red hot and feeling themselves, they're one of the best teams in the game. But if they're having a slouch, if they lose a hard point by 5 points, then it ruins their tournament for them. So I mean, there's similar teams in the league where I could say that about them too, that have that same kind of like again that avalanche effect to them. I mean, I'm like that too. Whenever I've been trying that's a personal kind of practice thing where I don't look at the scoreboard during the match because if I see that I'm like -5, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna corner camp and I'm just gonna mow down
I do
everyone.
the same. That's same. Yes, that's
Yeah,
relatable.
and
Well, you start
and it
pressing.
is
I mean, that's just how it goes, you know. Like no one
right.
wants to be, no one wants to be on stream and be dropping,
Hmm.
-10. Everyone's like, oh, well, I don't want to be that guy. Even if you're winning, like it sucks. If you're sitting there bottom of your team and you're just not slaying out like everyone else is, it's only
Right. Well,
natural.
that's what makes a bad teammate good, or what you can make. That's how you make the transition from a bad teammate to a good teammate. Is you don't give up your life so easily, and so you look again. When I look for teammates, I want them to be smart. So instead of pushing middle hill on gridlock every life, you can play it a little bit differently. Maybe you play the headies, or maybe you go through hole, or maybe you go flank through all the way and make a play for your team. And then you call it out. You have communication. It's all these different things put together. So I don't
For
know.
sure.
That's the way I look at it.
Shoes, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Butu that and Zatu that you need to be. I think that the most important thing is understanding the game and having the smarts to know when to rotate and know what strats are correct and stuff for your team. So you're not going to be able to copy like what Optic does or what 100 Thieves does like on their strats if that doesn't fit your team. So 100 Thieves may have 3 ICRs off the break on Hacienda Hardpoint, but maybe your team doesn't have that setup. Like you guys don't have the ICR presence on Hacienda. So if you're gonna do a break off on that map, you probably shouldn't copy 100 Thieves. And
Right.
yeah, so but like
Seriously.
so when you're looking for a teammate, I think that smarts is the most important thing. Vibes I think can be argued that they may be the least important because you saw Optic like apparently don't quote me on this, but what I've read is Scumpy and Formal didn't really like each other
Hmm.
That is
after
true.
Black Ops 3, and they
Hmm.
still
Right.
won champs in Infinite Warfare. And Scump and Formal were the best players in that game, arguably. So but still, like, the vibes are very important because you saw like their breakdown in World War II, like after champs, like they couldn't play together. But gun skills like important because you need to win the gunfights to be able to win like a hard point or a control or something like that. So
sure.
but I still think that's the smarts is the most important because when I'm sorry to call your team out here, Xatoo, but I was watching it was either Trickster or Swiftful stream like their scrims or whatever, and they were playing hard points, and whenever like a hard point would be broken or something like that from the other team, one of them was always calling out what someone else needs to do to be able to make that hill better, and that's why they're such a good team. Is because they can talk to each other and they know like when to like tell each other what to do and stuff, and everybody respects each other on that team, at least from my point of view.
Well, they're not going to get like pissed off too.
Yeah.
So like you know that you can give feedback and criticism without being like blown back on. So you can like again, like you're saying, trust them.
Yeah, and Grant, like I'm not on that team, so I'm not 100% sure, but like from what I saw, they all respect each other. They all know that they understand the game and they can call the correct like plays and stuff. And even with like me and Butu's team, I know Butu wasn't there for the scrim, but we were like scrimming a team, and we were all like calling out stuff, and we were all able to give like positive feedback after the match, like even though we lost, to like be able to get better, and like no one got angry at each other. Like we were all just giving feedback just to get better at the game as a team and not as individuals.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it for sure. Like be able to practice productively. Like good practice doesn't mean you're crushing the other team every map. That's not good practice. Like it's almost better practice to lose and find out what your faults are,
absolutely,
and be able to correct them verbally, and being able to all be on the same page and work, row in the same direction, versus just out slaying and absolutely crushing the other team. That doesn't get you anywhere. And we've seen that, going back to Optic again, they've consistently had really good scrims and, blowing people out. But then when they go to LAN events, they start out slow because their practice is bad. They just don't practice the right way. And it takes them, maybe their first couple of games of pool play to finally get on the same page. So it's kind of the same thing for amateur players too, being able to, I think the biggest difference for amateur players is being able to take criticism. Like, I think everyone thinks they do it the correct way. So hearing somebody criticize how they actually do something, people get defensive. And that's something that I know I've felt or seen, and it's not helpful. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Like if you look at the CWL and you look at the different players that people in the community like, you think of like Priesta, you think of Dashi, you think of I could list several more, and all those guys you can just you don't even have to watch Dashi's YouTube videos. You can just watch their gameplay and you could see and hear how their communication is. He's always talking about the call outs, he's talking about the hills, and it's he tries to have good vibes, whereas you have guys like Crimsix and Aches where they can get a little bit more hard-headed about things. So it's harder because they have experience, right? They have championships, they have all this winning experience behind them, so they think they know it all. And sometimes, of course, that's good to have, but you don't want a complete egomaniac on your team. Like they can be sometimes.
And that kind of takes me to my next question here. Do you think toxic teammates can ruin a team?
I'm gonna say yes, because I have experienced it myself with playing with toxic teammates, and it did not work out well. Okay, now there's times I can play with toxic teammates, but it's how they handle it, like how they handle their attitude and everything. There's times I can handle it, and there's times I'm like, okay, I can't handle it. But as far as can toxic people, yeah, it could definitely change a team. Definitely, it can definitely affect the performance. Going into actual league matches, things of that nature. So yeah, I would say yes.
Butu, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think of I'm not the biggest fan of Aches, but when I think of Aches, I mean, we just saw what happened with Team Envy, where Hugh literally there was rumors going around. I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but he was like, I just need these people off of my team because Aches can give those bad vibes and be toxic and everything. And he's not only toxic to his teammates, but he's toxic to like people in chat. I understand he's like considered one of the greatest Call of Duty players. Yes, he has a lot of accolades and everything, but at the end of the day, if you're, I don't know, to me, like I feel like well respect and reputation and everything are gonna help you be not only successful in COD in the future, but like be on legitimate teams too, so that people can know, hey, he's gonna take my feedback, or hey, he's gonna maybe he's not the best player, but he's gonna be the most adaptive, that kind of thing.
Shoes, thoughts?
Yeah, I think I would say like Eggs isn't my personal favorite, like with his personality wise, but you can't deny that the guy knows how to win and he knows how to put a team together.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, that's
like he's one of, without a doubt, one of the smartest players to ever play Call of Duty. Like he knows how to put a team together. He knows how he has a very good eye for talent, and he knows the game very well. And I think that the bad vibes like can ruin a team if they're criticizing their teammates in the wrong way, like always blaming a teammate, that every loss is like a teammate's fault, and they never want to accept or they never want to be accountable for their mistakes or anything. But
sure.
like I'll be the first to say that I really get like annoyed in matches when I'm not doing well personally. But I never want to like call a teammate out and say that it's their fault for losing the match, because at the end of the day, it's a team game, and it's always going to be teams. Like the team not playing well together is why you're going to lose. It's never an individual player's fault.
Right.
I mean, another example is Parasite.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, you read my mind, because Parasite, he was the smartest player in Black Ops 2 in my opinion. And then you get to, what was the game after that? Advanced Warfare, or
Ghost.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2?
Ghost.
Yeah.
It was Ghost. Ghost, from Ghost on. Well, I guess he was on good teams at Ghost too, but from Ghost on, he literally, like, he's been playing with amateurs ever since. None of the highly top tier pros, the ones that have been there forever, none of them want to team with him. Like, and it's maybe yes, you are the smartest player. Maybe you have the greatest gun skill, but I mean, how does that matter if you're not going to be able to get on a team where they don't think that you're going to be able to contribute much if you're just going to whine and complain about things? I don't know. That's just me.
I agree with that, because I mean, I've seen like, tweet posts about people talking, bad about Parasite. He's always, from his previous teammates, how, toxic he is, blaming other players and everything. Like, I'm not going to discredit Parasite. He's a great leader. I have to give him that like, hands down. He's a great leader. He knows the game. He has knowledge. But if you're going to be that toxic, nobody's going to want to play with you, especially like Butu said, like the high top tier, pros. He's fallen off because nobody wants to team. He's playing with AMs and he's not succeeding anymore. I mean, it's coming to the point where it's like he might have to start thinking of retirement. Personally, me.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like the people that are toxic have good intentions. They just don't know how to get their message across in a positive manner, I guess, if that makes sense. Because like all the guys that we've mentioned, they have had success pretty much throughout their entire career. Some, here or there, they're very well-known players, and Crim's probably the most successful still. But whenever you watch Optic Scrims before they stopped streaming them or whatever, Crim was he is I don't even really know how to describe it, because he tries to be constructive, but he gets so toxic at times. It's like, dude, just there's more constructive ways to tell your team how to be better. And he's so smart, very, very smart player, knows the game in and out, always has. But whether it's pros or people in our AM league, there's better ways to let your teammates know how to improve, not just individually, but on a team level. So that's the biggest thing, kind of what separates real leaders from just smart players,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, then last thing, because I know it's late. Everyone kind of wants to start wrapping things up here. Last thing I want to touch on before we wrap up is the Pro League we have that started today, and then also kind of touch on CWL London a little bit. What were your guys' thoughts on the LAN event in London?
So I have a lot of thoughts. Well, gosh, because I don't think it went like as anyone predicted. No one really. I mean, 100
What are you
Thieves were
talking
the
about?
kind.
I knew that
100
was going to
Thieves.
happen. I want to say it right now.
You know what, Shoes? I didn't ask for. Okay, just kidding. I everyone. I don't know. I thought 100 Thieves. Yes, they were going to win the tournament, but the way that or the different placings that were in. I wish I had that pulled up so we can like look at the different teams. But the way that 100 Thieves not only lost in in the pool play, and then they just came back and just destroyed Optic. That was a very high talking point from the tournament as well. I don't
In
know,
Optic's
like it was.
defense, they didn't destroy them. Optic very well should have won that control, which I think would have changed the entire series.
I agree.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. The control was close. I just think back to the hard point because, like we've talked about earlier, Optic tends to be that avalanche team where if one thing goes wrong, it's done for them for the whole tournament. So when I saw that happen, you saw the looks on their faces after that hard point. I thought to myself, like, there's no way that they're gonna be able to come out of this because just looking at their past history, like if you watch World War II at all, or if you watched their Black Ops 3 tournaments, they get demoralized really quick. There was a lot of cool plays though.
Definitely. Shoes, you have any thoughts on it you want to share?
Yeah. I definitely want to say that London crowd was probably the best crowd I've ever seen.
Oh my God, it was great.
On a Call of Duty tournament. That was absolutely insane.
It was so cool to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely better than any North American crowd that I've seen. Like they're just constantly very hyped about the matches, no matter who's playing. And the first of all, I'm gonna say I'm a 100 Thieves fan through and through. I'm not gonna lie. All right. And so that was probably the most excited I've been over any sports or esports match in my life when 100 Thieves won that tournament. So seeing 100 Thieves win that was extremely cool, especially after all the hate they got at the very beginning of the season when they dropped Pharaoh for Priesta. And Priesta, as me and Drew were talking about on the stream when we were casting the 100 Dweebs versus Optic match, that we think Priesta is probably the most versatile player in the in CWL, like without doubt. And I think that's very obvious. And after what happened at Fort Worth, I thought that 100 Thieves was going to win that tournament 100%, like without doubt. And they really wanted to win it, and they came back. They won it with, like, it seemed like they dominated everybody in the winners bracket, even E United in the grand finals.
Didn't they go down 0-2 to Gen G and then had a reverse sweep?
Yeah, Gen G was the one matchup that they went 0-2, but that
was pretty early on too, wasn't it?
And
that was like
but
like
Gen
the first round or second round of winners.
Gen G's a very good team, so
yeah, they are for sure, absolutely. Xatoo, opinions?
All right, I'm gonna have to also go with what Shu said. That London crowd, awesome. Shout out to Ghostly. Your crowd is amazing. And your crowd are just absolutely amazing. Like, I mean, the chants and everything, like everybody was just engaged. Even like some of the few NA players that probably showed up there, everybody was just engaged, having fun. And that's what I enjoy. I wish COD Champs was there. Like, they need to have COD Champs in NDU, 100%. But
out of control.
As far as the results for London, I was pretty much shocked because of how the way Optics started off. Like, they had a great, start on the first day, going to the second day. I'm like, okay, we actually have a, opportunity to do something. And then, going against 100 Thieves, like, we had everything in our favor. And I was watching one of TP's streams, and he was just saying, like, we had everything going in our favor, and, we had ourselves in the best positions to win the game. And, we made a few mistakes that choked us the game. And, like, that one play, I'm going to call out Karma. Sorry, Karma, but when he was in vent
on control. Yep, there it is. Yep.
And he hesitated, push it out, even though it was like 5 seconds, and the players that were near vent had to push through to go to the site. So I mean, if Karma didn't hesitate right there, I feel like that's a different outcome for that series. I mean, because Optic was fired up, like they were fired up in all cylinders. But congrats to 100 Thieves. I was shocked they won it. I mean, when they went against, was it United in the grand finals, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I really knew that 100 Thieves was taking that all the way, because I mean, they were already firing all cylinders. I mean, they were just wrecking everybody. United was kind of shaky. Clay had a poor performance. Simp was really the only one who was actually stepping up to the plate. So I mean, I knew that wasn't really gonna go United's way, but congrats to them for making top two, and congrats for your 100 Thieves winning. I'm still surprised, but still Optic fan. Go Green Wall.
There you go.
I mean, when me and the mods did like our top 4 predictions for London, none of us thought United was going to be top 2. So that's, again, props to them for doing that.
I don't think anybody did, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
I will toot my own horn. I think I was the only one that had Envy up there. I know I for sure said 100 Thieves and Optic, and then I'm pretty sure I said Envy would be doing a lot better than what everyone thought, and they ended up 4th.
Yeah.
You know what, Drew? Just because you had the best bracket out of us 4 doesn't mean that you get bragging rights. Because I
don't know. That's what it sounds like to me.
I said Heretics were going to have a good tournament. I thought they were going to be top 4, but they ended up getting top 6 instead, which, I mean, I was pretty proud of that.
But Simp absolutely popped off that tournament.
Yeah,
Simp is nasty.
Honestly, like,
nasty.
if you think about it, that kid is 18 years old. He's still in high school, and he's doing that
disgusting.
in a pro Call of Duty tournament. Like, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it,
awesome.
Like when Scump was coming up back in his day in, what was it, Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 and everything. Yeah, Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
When he was coming up, he didn't have the level of competition that Simp does now.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
He also wasn't playing on top teams then either. Like he started on low tier teams and had to work his way up. Whereas Simp was going straight
he started on Quantic Leverage, and they won the first tournament they went to. He was like with Aches and TP.
Yeah, that was with Aches.
Yeah, but
was
like,
he right away?
Yeah. He won the first tournament that he went to. But the thing is that the level of competition wasn't as much as it is now.
No,
so that's
for
what what makes what Simp did at the tournament very impressive. Because like if E United win that grand finals, Simp is the MVP guaranteed.
Easy.
No, yeah.
Sure.
The main reason United got second is because of Simp. I mean, yes, again, like we've said before, it's a team game, so it's not just because of him, but he was a major catalyst in that win. He had the 1v3 snipe on Gridlock. He had
it's disgusting.
not only other flashy plays, but he was consistent too. Like when we did the draft buff thing, he was up. I mean, he was like the second most expensive player next to Dashi, and he lived up to his name.
He was the most expensive by himself. I think
he
was
was
$9.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Yeah, he was 9 and Dashi was 8.
And he was worth the money too. He has the most potential. And I think he could be the next, because he could be the next Scumpy, and he already is, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's like one of the only people that can take over all 3 game modes. Like everyone can say Octane's really good, but in my eyes, he's more or less just a respawn guy. Like he can play well in search, but he isn't as good as Dashi or Simp are. Those two can slay out in respawn and then absolutely dominate in search and destroy too. That's what kind of separates those guys in my eyes. Like don't take anything away from Octane because he's disgusting. Like the guy's shot is phenomenal. But
best player in the game.
Yeah, for sure. But if somehow Optic would have won that control, and that would have gone probably game 5 search and destroy, I think 100 Thieves probably would have gotten knocked down to the losers bracket because their search and destroy was terrible. Like to be able to win a tournament and to go, what was it, like below 500 on searches for the week, that's actually kind of incredible.
It showed how strong the respawns were, because their hard points, they didn't lose any until the grand finals, and that was only like 1.
Yeah, they had an insane record on hardpoint.
Yeah, I mean their control. I mean, I don't want to talk about 100 Thieves too much, but like they their control too is nasty because
Oh yeah,
that
for sure.
seems to be the underrated game mode in terms of like the amount of practice both pros and amateur teams do, like XCAL teams. I don't know too
Yeah.
many XCAL teams that practice control, so
Oh no,
I
I hate
mean,
control with a passion.
yeah. See,
I'll say it
exactly.
right now.
It's because people either hate the mode or
Bring
they
CTF back.
dude, we could go on a big debate for that because I kind of want to see CTF back too. But
Next
I don't know.
podcast. Next podcast.
That's a sidetrack thing.
That's a sidetrack thing.
But last thing we will talk about, and then we'll let you guys go. The Pro League this week, we had 2 matches tonight. I don't have the standings. Actually, I do have the standings, but you guys probably have a pretty general idea. We had FaZe Clan 3-0, UIU, which isn't a shocker. Optic Gaming came back, reverse swept Gen G. We have some pretty good matchups this week. Looks like we have Optic versus Rec tomorrow, Luminosity and FaZe tomorrow, FaZe and Optic on Wednesday. Let's see, what else do we have? Some pretty good matchups this week. Do you guys really put much weight in the Pro League, or are you kind of just on the side of LAN tournaments are the one true test?
I'm gonna say LAN tournaments are the true test. I mean, anybody can. I want to say anybody can fry online. Anybody can perform good online. Have the best internet. But it's not until you go to an actual LAN to show your true talent and potential. Because if you're getting fried on LAN but only do good online, I don't know if you're gonna succeed in the COD scene. Just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. The Pro League to me isn't season 2 in Columbus? Isn't it a LAN as well?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
on
yes.
LAN,
Yeah. All the Pro League is on LAN. Yeah.
Okay. So they with Call of Duty with these past 2 titles, World War II and Black Ops 4, I can't take anything from the Pro League into LAN events. I really can't because the whenever people make predictions, whenever I made predictions, they end up being so totally whack that I think to myself like maybe it's better just to go in cold and pick teams that way because yes, Pro League gives these teams a lot of practice, but at the end of the day, when they show up in a tournament setting, whereas like CWL London, again the crowd, you have to think about the timings, like playing in Europe, so you have to be up at different times and that kind of thing. Those are all different factors that we don't think about until we get to the tournament. We always maybe we overanalyze stats too much, that players get in the Pro League, like Mox, for example, from Gen G. I didn't see him. Maybe he was doing things, but I wasn't really paying too much attention. But whenever I saw him in CWL London, he wasn't really doing too much, and that's because I looked at the stats of him too much, with him being too overhyped, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I kind of look into LANs as that's like the true test, whereas the Pro League's kind of just practice makes perfect kind of thing.
For sure. Shoes?
Yeah, I really don't think you can. I don't. Sorry. I don't think he can really look into the Pro League too much. Like it may be a good indicator on who will do better, but maybe because like you saw Heretics at the end of the last the cross divisional play weren't doing too well, and then the LAN like the CWL London they do very well. So I'm thinking, I don't know like what it is, but maybe it's just like because like the pro teams don't think too much about the Pro League because they're not getting paid as much as they would if they do well at the tournament. But they're like I definitely don't think you can take into account the Pro League.
Yeah,
I mean those Optic and 100 Thieves salaries are pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But but I think like the salaries like they get are guaranteed. It's just that the winning they get like $500 for a win. You know what I'm saying? And then but if they win a tournament, they get much more, obviously.
Yeah. Well, the Pro League matters so much now because you have to be I think top 4 in your division to go to what do they call that? The post Pro League deal. It's not
playoffs or whatever.
Yeah. The playoffs for the Pro League. So it's important, but I feel like a lot of these guys don't take it as seriously. I mean, how can you get hyped up when you're sitting in a studio with no crowd there.
Yeah,
I mean,
with no fans or anything.
It's a very awkward setting. Like I hate watching it because it's just so weird. Like I actually get a weird feeling when I watch it and like something good happens and nobody's cheering. It's like how do you get hyped? It's just
I'm gonna agree with you because a lot of the pro teams, like when you see them play like at the pro league versus on LAN, like you can definitely tell they're more laid back at the pro league. Like they're just really not trying as hard as they would at a LAN. And I think playing at a LAN is the true test because, like, I mean, first of all, you're playing in front of thousands of people and people who are watching at home. I mean, there's a lot of.
Xatoo?
Is Xatoo you there?
Is he okay?
Oh.
Do you have a heart attack?
We lost. Why would you go right to that? I'll just go maybe his internet dropped.
I mean, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
We're so close.
Wait, did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
The last 30 seconds were gone. That's very sad.
Oh,
it sounded really good too.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
I was just saying that, like, you know, being in the atmosphere with crowds and people watching at home does take effect on how well you're going to perform. Can you handle that kind of pressure? I mean, can you like, you know, perform well in, you know, a high atmosphere like Anaheim or, you know, London, you know, things of that nature versus the pro league where there's nobody watching. It's like, okay, well, you know, why do I have to try hard? This is basically almost for practice.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like some teams kind of relish in that moment, whereas some teams kind of falter with all that pressure. Like there's a lot of teams, like I feel like Clay always plays well with the crowd going crazy, but there's some players, you know, then there's some players like, oh my gosh, like this is too much for me, and then, you know, shit the bed, and it's not for everybody, but there are definitely those players that always step up to the plate. So.
Right, and then now his teammates on United don't like it when he gets hyped, and so now he has to adjust and not get hyped when those plays happen. So that way, because that's the reason why JCap ended up leaving that team. One of the main reasons why he left that team was because him and Clay did not get along, and that was one of the reasons why. I mean, if you think about it, like with us two and XCAL, we get nervous because, like Shoes and Xatoo were saying earlier, none of us have really been in like a tournament / league play setting before. Not league play, but like an actual league before. And so when we get put on stream for the first time, or whenever we have a important match for like playoffs and that kind of thing, we can feel those jitters too. So we're experiencing somewhat similar to what the pros do. So we have to figure out how to adjust to that, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's times I get nervous, bro. Like there's times I get nervous before a league match because I'm like, why am I nervous? Like, I mean, I shouldn't have to, you know, let the nerves affect me. I'm saying like, dude, we're only playing against like, you know, against 20, like, you know, 20 people are watching, you know, however many people are watching. Like, why am I nervous? Stop being nervous. Get that out of your head.
I get nervous in league play.
No, Butu, no, you don't.
I got to impress Drew with my snipes or
I
my
just
lack
get
thereof.
nervous at 10 so I can prove that I'm an S tier.
Yeah.
There it is.
10s are most pressure packed, man.
Yeah,
but
anyway,
really
disrespect.
Yeah. But anyways, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys taking time to hang out with us and chat today. You know, it was great to get some of the best vibes in the Discord to talk and get on the podcast with us here. Do you guys have any final thoughts before we sign off here? Nothing else?
I'm good.
Butu, do you have anything?
No, thanks for letting us talk and bring the Good Vibe Tribe to the official YouTube channel. It felt good.
Yeah. And if there's somebody listening that thinks they could fit into the Good Vibes Tribe, definitely let us know. You know, we're taking applications.
Requests.
All for good vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just have to agree that I'm an S tier suck. That's all you gotta do.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't agree to it. I'm on the committee.
Oh god! Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, dude.
Shout out to Drew for asking me to come on to the podcast.
Yeah, shout out to
pretty
Drew.
much. I mean, I'm very appreciative for that, and you know, I couldn't give up the opportunity, especially, you know, doing it with you guys, because you guys are just amazing human beings, and I couldn't ask for better people in my life. So thank you guys for allowing me to have me here.
Shit,
Truly
That was
blessed.
a lot of smoke up, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys hanging out this late. I know you guys are on the East Coast, so it's a little bit later for you, and we didn't have a ton of time to schedule this, so I appreciate you guys being flexible and working with Butu and myself, and you know, Butu kept us waiting.
I'll take the fall for that.
Yeah,
I'll take the fall for it.
But it is much appreciated, guys. But we're gonna, I think, sign off here. Make sure to keep an eye on the Discord. We'll have announcements on who's gonna be up next here. I think we're gonna have Reese and I are doing a let's see here. What are we doing? A EU podcast coming up. So we'll have, I think, Tom and we'll have him and who was it? Sean, I think. Tom and Sean will be on with us. Yep, we'll have them.
Two of the
and
best players in the Discord. You love to see it.
I know.
Oh,
absolutely.
Let's go.
So it'll be cool to get their perspective on stuff, and then I'll have to see who's on the next one. I can't remember who it is, but yeah, I mean we're definitely trying to get a lot of the not higher ups, but people that are most active in the Discord and here, get their voice heard, get them some camera time and whatever else. So we just want to make sure everyone gets seen, gets their thoughts out there. We can pick their brain a bit on different stuff and have some fun with it. So I definitely appreciate you guys coming on. It's been awesome.
For sure.
Thank you, Drew.
All right, thanks guys.